Greetings ladies and gents, I'm back yet again with another tutorial. If I sound like I'm half dead and half asleep, that's because I've only just gotten up. But I've just logged on to the hybrid mission in the forums and received a question from a user who goes by the name of Zamros. His question is, how can you keep a model in one place on your scene when the camera moves? This is a question which I have been asked before and I was looking to address. So Zamros, you've given me the incentive to do so. He's also linked me to a video made by Nim, which kind of shows an example of of his question and the effect that he wants to achieve. So let's just get into it. I've got two pieces of footage here which I've recorded. Both have been done in Map Viewer, but they can also be done, I suppose, online. One of the pieces of footage, and ignore the blue sky, that's one of the settings I've got in Map Viewer. It allows me to use chroma key to get rid of the sky, and I can add my own, but that's for another day. Anyways, the first piece of footage is just moving down, up to down, and the other one is footage moving from left to right. And I'm going to show you basically how to create the effect that you've got a character in the scene while you've got a moving background. So what I'll do is, I've already recorded the footage. It's just my warrior standing. It's no special animation. So I'll stretch the footage and I will key out the background, and that's that footage set. I'll put him on top. And now here's the trick. Now obviously, as you can see when the footage plays, the orc is just standing on one place. Really, he's not doing anything. So what you need to do is click on the orc footage, right click, video event pan and crop, go to the first frame, and the trick is once you're on your first frame, what you need to do first is, when you try and move the footage down, you won't get it in a straight line. So what you can do is you can click here until you've got the arrows pointing up and down. This will lock your axis so you can only move the footage up or down. So what you need to do is move your footage down so it's completely out of sight, not too far over, so otherwise you'll never get it back. So just about here, so for the moment it's out of sight, and you go through your footage until the background stops. So in my case, my background stops at around here. So I'll double click to add a blank keyframe, so I've got a point of reference as to where I want the orc to be, and I'll just drag my orc back up and have him about there. So when you just go back into the footage, and I also use a feature called build dynamic RAM preview. What it does is, when you select a set portion of your footage, it'll buffer the footage into the RAM. So it'll play through it once, it'll store it in your RAM, and when you play it the second time, it'll play at maximum frame rates. So that's pretty much one way of doing it. And actually, you would have to tweak it because it looks like the background's moving too fast. What you can do is just drag this out. This will screw the keyframes up though, because I have stretched the footage. To stretch the footage, you just hold the control key, hover over the edge of your clip, hold the left click button down and drag. And this will slow the speed down. But as I said, you will have to adjust your keyframes, because if I play it now, the background will keep moving and the orc will just suddenly stop too soon. So you see, it's out of sync now, but easily fixed. You just need to find the exact same spot where the background footage stops. So I just need to push this keyframe there, make sure it's lined up properly, and it should be slightly better synced now. There you go. Similar principle, I suppose, in this one. But what I'll first do is I'll remove this keyframe, and I need to, just bear with me, position. Oh crap! Didn't mean to do that. Because I just need to move him here. Just give me a second while I get a bit of tissue, because my nose is running like crazy. Oh god, that sounds disgusting. Mornings are always like this for me. Runniest nose ever. Right, so you got your footage back to normal again. What I'll do is I'll copy that, paste that here, and obviously same thing again. You want to keep the footage in one spot while you want to keep your character footage in one spot while the background footage is still moving. Now this is a bit more tricky to do. Similar principle. You choose where you want your character to be. So since the footage is moving from left to right, you would have to put him here to create this effect. So I'm happy where he is. I'll lock the axis so I can only move the footage left and right. So I'll go a few frames forward and I'll shift the character here. Now this will obviously require adjusting quite a bit. I'm not sure how fast I should do this. It's all down to how fast the footage is moving. You can always drag the keyframes out till you get the right speed, but I think that's not looking too bad actually already. See, so while your footage is moving, so is your character. It's all down to tweaking. You'll have to constantly stretch out your footage and shift your keyframes till you feel you've got the right speed, and it can be a bit time consuming to do, unfortunately, but it's the only way to really do it, to have your character have your character footage working with moving footage. So Zamros, I hope that answers your question. I would go into more detail on how to tweak settings, but it's just a matter of just stretching footage. So you can use the control and drag to slow your footage or speed it up, and you can move your keyframes. So if I'm moving closer together, the character will move faster from left to right, or if I move the keyframes further apart, it'll take longer for my character to move across the screen. So it's all a matter of just adjusting and tweaking the speeds until they both sync up. That's really all up to the actual user and their preference. And it also depends on what sort of footage they've recorded. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to discuss when it comes to moving footage and character footage. So I hope this has helped, and if you've got any other questions, please feel free to post on the Hybrid Machinima forums, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So that is all from me. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.